All right, man, I got another video for you. Buy once, cry once, okay? Buy once, cry once. And it's a little complicated than that. You know, like that's a really good way to sum it up. I think overall, it's a general sentiment that I would like to convey to you. But there's some caveats to that. Okay, so buy once, cry once means that, okay, I will pay for this expensive thing and I will buy it because it's the best thing to buy, at least for the amount of money I have. And that is the only time I'll cry about it, is when, you know, only time I'm gonna cry about it. Sorry, man, the whole dock roof is off and smashed on a whole bunch of boats. This is like a boat docking place. It's all smashed up on top of boats. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, so I'm gonna buy this equipment. I'm only gonna cry at the moment that I'm buying it, because that's it. Because the reason why you buy the good piece of equipment, the high-end stuff, is because it doesn't crap out on you. It works. And then you don't have to cry when it breaks, or when it messes up, or when it's not working right, or if it can't do the thing as good as you want it to do. So you only cry when you buy it. I would suggest you take that school of thought. There's some of you out there, you're cheapos, man. You're cheapos. You don't want to pay your people as much as you should pay them. You're always looking for a hookup, a deal, okay? You're not trying to advocate for everybody on the project to get paid appropriately and put that cost on the client. You're trying to make it easy to make the sale. You know what I mean? Or you're trying to maximize the sale and maximize how much profit you put in your pocket. You are a jerk. And I hope nobody works with you once they realize that. And you probably won't be able to keep the good ones around because you're not paying enough. You're not paying what they're worth. You know what I mean? And so, you know, you're not going to cry at the moment that you buy yourself a person to shoot with you, but you're going to cry when they don't want to work with you anymore because, you know, they're moving on. They don't want to be stuck at those crappy rates anymore. They want to work with somebody who's going to value them. And so you same cheapo people, what you do is you think about, okay, what is a light that I want to get that is subpar? Maybe lights are not that great because you can get cheap lights nowadays. Like even Aperture has an Amaran line, which I really enjoy. It's cheap, but it works really well, at least for the stuff that we want to do. But let's say it's like a tripod, right? Like, all right, you want to get, all right, here's a brand, ProMaster. If you walk into a camera store and they got ProMaster gear in there, that place is trash. All right? Trash. Just know, you're looking at subpar stuff. All right? And most camera stores have it in there. You know, that's why I think that's why pros don't shop at the camera stores a lot. Because they got garbage. And we'd rather buy from B&H, Adorama, you know, Amazon, Hot Rod cameras. Shout out to Epic Light Media. But we'd rather buy there because they have the good stuff. You know, they don't have ProMaster. They don't keep that stuff in stock. They don't have trash. They have good stuff. You know what I mean? But you cheapos will go to a ProMaster brand and you'll have Manfrotto right there. You might have Sackler right there. And you're looking at the price difference and you're like, wow, Sackler, it's like $1,000 for a tripod. Manfrotto is like $500 for a tripod. But ProMaster, $221? Psst. Look at it, it's just as good. Look. It holds the camera, look, it's got legs too. Look. And so you buy that and you spend $220. And I promise you, within the year, it's gonna fall apart. The ProMaster stuff, guaranteed. It falls apart. The legs don't work as good as it used to. You know, you upgraded your camera, so it's a little heavier. You know, you got a little bit more stuff on there. and the ball head just sags a little bit. It's very slow, tilts over to the left, or whatever. Or you're trying to pan, and it's just a little jerky. It's not as smooth as it should be. Yeah, bro, because you bought the $220 one, and so now you booked a client, you booked talent. You showed up at the location 3 hours away. You brought some people that you hired with you. You set up the lights. You blocked the shot. And now you want to go and shoot this thing, and your tripod's doing this. Or it's steady, and you're doing an interview, and you see it, and it's tilted over like this, and da-da-da-da. Now you're crying. Now you cry. And guess what? That $220 is out the window. And if you want to buy, what you might think? You might think, you know what? I can buy 2 ProMasters for the price of 1 Manfrotto. That's what you might think. You might think, I might as well do that. I get 2 ProMasters for 1 Manfrotto, and I'll be good, man. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? It's just as good. Have another year at this, and then you cry again. That's dumb. It's really dumb. Super cheap, and it doesn't make sense either. Saving money is like, saving money in your bank account is different from saving money on your business. It's 2 different things, right? People like to try to equate the 2 and say that that's the same. If I save money in my business, then I'll save money in my bank account. No, what you're going to do is handicap your business, hamstring your business, so that you'll have to pull money out of your savings account later. That's what you got to consider, man. This is no joke, all right? This is no joke. This is like the difference between a company that does really well and picks up bigger clients, does better productions, versus a company that's always staying there, keeping their head above water, got the same level and type of clientele that is subpar, that, doesn't care about video quality, haggling on price all the time. It's a race to the bottom, right? My boy Adam, Proxy AV, he told me this. He said, man, I don't race to the bottom. I'm not going to compete on price. We'll compete on everything else. Quality, professionalism, attitude, accommodating, service, all kind of stuff. We'll compete on all that other stuff. We will not compete on price. And I would suggest don't do that, right? Because if you compete on price, then when it comes to buying gear and upgrading stuff, you're gonna be looking at it the same kind of way. You're gonna think that I'm winning because I got the gig because I charged the cheapest. That's so dumb. That is so dumb! And then you're gonna think that, oh man, I bought a tripod and I'm winning because I bought the cheapest tripod. That is so dumb. It's so dumb. Stop doing that. Stop doing it, man. You will never fix the problems of your business by withholding money. You know what I mean? You think that businesses come up by splurging on their house, splurging on their car, buying clothes, doing all this stuff? Nah, man. You got to make a sacrifice somewhere. You got to. You have to make a sacrifice somewhere, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's not negotiable, man. You got to make a sacrifice. You have no choice. There's no way that you're going to come up. There's no way that you're going to be able to buy all the gear right now and ball out right now. You're not going to be able to do that. After you bought all the gear and you can do all those new levels of production because you have the gear, because you have the expertise, because you grinded it out, because you are able to sell those packages at a higher rate, because you know the value of what you're bringing to the table. Now you're talking about making an income where you don't have to throw it all into gear, okay? And you can just bury it in your bank account, put it in investments, and when it becomes fruitful, take it out and buy something new. You know what I mean? Now you can do that. But until then, bro, if you're sitting around and you're thinking about gear and you're like, man, I really need this, or I'm not going to be able to do this other level until I can do this, Or man, it's not gonna, I can't do another wedding unless I have this lens, or I can't do another video shoot unless we get this light. Then go get it. Like, take the money that you just made and go buy it. You know what I mean? It sucks. Figure out what your bills are, have enough for your bills and food and all that stuff, and then the rest of that money, it goes into the business. You reinvest it back into the business. Bro, it's crucial. It's crucial, fam. It's crucial, fam. Big man things now, fam. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. And so you buy once, you cry once. Yeah, you could have bought this, you could have bought that, you could have did this, you would have had, you should have had, blah, 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 but now you got gear. And you know what? I don't think I've ever regretted buying an expensive piece of gear. Yeah, there's nothing I regret buying in terms of expensive pieces of gear. I regret buying all that cheap stuff that broke on me, that didn't do what I needed it to do. I regret buying that garbage. I regret that. But none of the good stuff, man. Solid. You know what I mean? So buy once, cry once. Stop being cheap, man. That goes like with everything. I'm not saying, if you have a $5,000 gig, go get the cinematographer that's $4,000 for the day and you got 3 days to shoot. And you know what I mean? Like, that's dumb. Make it, like, have it be reasonable within budget. I'm not saying, you're gonna die of starvation this month because you spent $3,000 on a Sackler Flowtech Flowline tripod. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, okay? But I am saying, stop being cheap, bro. Stop being cheap. Stop failing to reinvest in your business. Stop thinking that the way to make money is to save money. It's not. It's not. You know what I mean? You got to reinvest it, man. And until like, if you put $50,000 into the amount of equipment that you're bringing to a project, you should charge a lot. I mean, at least $5,000 worth, not based on the equipment alone, but like, you're coming with $50,000 worth of equipment, like whatever, they either have to buy $50,000 worth of equipment or rent $50,000 worth of equipment, which probably would be like $5,000, and also learn everything you know. You know what I mean? Can they do that? No, they can't. They can't do that. That wouldn't make any sense for them to do any of that. So they might as well pay you the $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 that you're going to cost to do it right. And you bring all that equipment there. You know what I mean? And when you spend the money on that equipment, then you realize, like, hey, I should charge a lot more. I should charge according to what I'm bringing to the table value-wise. Not just in the equipment value, but like value-wise in terms of the equipment, the expertise, the attitude, all that stuff. I'm bringing that to the table. So yeah, man, buy once, cry once, and then you'll get clients that buy once, cry once, or buy multiple times and don't cry. You know what I mean? Whatever. But flip your mindset, bro. Flip that. Stop being so damn cheap, son. You're too damn cheap. You know what I mean? You can't get what you can't give, man. You know what I mean? If you can't give all that you got into the business, you're not going to get all that you can get out of the business, man. Nobody made it without sacrifice. There's a famous quote from Fight Club, but maybe he got it. Maybe Fincher got it from somewhere else. Without pain, without sacrifice, we would have nothing. Zero. And, if pain plus sacrifice, or, no pain, no sacrifice equals nothing, right? Then pain plus sacrifice will equal more. It'll equal something. And if you keep putting in the pain and the sacrifice, you keep eating crap and grinding and hustling it out and throwing it back into the business, you're going to get more out of it. It's scientific, bro. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You know what I mean? You want to load up your action bank. Load it up, load it up, load it up. So you can start getting those reactions, man. And man, dude, like my buddy Adam, Proxy AV, man, this guy sells his gigs, I think the minimum to get him out somewhere is like $20,000 or something like that, 20, 30 grand. That's the minimum, you know what I mean? He's done shows like $500,000, you know what I mean? And more, stuff like that. And so, if you paid him $500,000 to do a job, he's going to do a job that's like worth 700 or 800K. That's at that level too. Like at his level, he's over delivering. You know what I mean? He's over delivering. And so now if you compare him to the other people who are charging 500K, you know what I'm saying, to do a job, you'd be like, yo, I get way more out of Adam than I do out of these guys. And it's more professional and the attitude is great and da-da-da and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Bruh. You know what I mean? If he does a $700,000 job, you know what I mean? He's doing $1 million worth of work. Like that's, you know, and then it doesn't matter what the job is. He's bringing all his A game all the way. It's championship level game. That's how you got to be, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think like, okay, this is championship level game. This is for all the marbles. This is war. This is like I'm going out here and I'm going to do this and I live and die on this project right here. What are you going to do? Skimp on the tools that you're going to bring with you? You're going to go out into war, into the field, and you're going to say, all right, man, I got this automatic rifle with, you know, a 50-round drum on it. I got extra gear, but, you know, I don't want to spend on that. Like it's kind of a lot to lug around and stuff. Let me just go with this pistol. You know what I mean? Your life is on the line here. Your life is on the line. In business, your livelihood is on the line. You know what I mean? And that's how you got to look at it, man. So you come with all of it. You come with everything, every time. And then you charge appropriately. Say, hey, man, for me to come out, because I come with everything, every time, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you, fam. You know what I mean? And rightly so. And then, bro, I don't have no problem. I sleep good at night. I feel great about the prices that we charge our clients because I know it's appropriate. I know it's appropriate. I know what I'm bringing to the table, what my crew is bringing to the table, what we're doing on the set. I know it. So I don't have no problem. I'll charge whatever. You know what I mean? As long as it's appropriate. But yeah, man, it's my 2 cents. Love you. Be safe. Hope you found it helpful. Peace.